Good morning, everybody. Hopefully everybody's safe and sound in their houses. We're starting week 2 of this remote learning experience that we're all, working through. We're doing fine. It's snowing outside. That was weird, waking up this morning, considering Friday we were all out in our shorts. Anywho, so this next project, this is project 4. I'm going to give you guys a couple of days on this assignment to complete, so you won't be having anything else to do besides maybe just following up on the previous stuff that I had sent in Google Classroom. So this 4th assignment is, I'm going to call Japanese Notan. So what is Japanese Notan, you ask? Let me show you. So you just do a search and you go to images. You can see what we are talking about. So we're going to be making this in Pixlr. It basically, in Japanese, I think it means something like light and dark. It's just a play on contrasting images. Now, most of these that you see are black and white. And if you decide to, in the 2 days that you wish to do something a little bit differently, you could try using a different color. Sometimes having a different color is kind of nice. You can actually create realistic things. Oops, excuse me. You can make them very, very in-depth, or you can keep them simple. So since this is a 2-day project, I'm looking for something a little more complex. If it looks like you spent about 5 minutes on it, I'm going to send back to you, this looks great, but put a little bit more time into it. So you can explore the different possibilities, but to get you started with this, we're going to be using Pixlr. So just go to Pixlr. Now, if you have not gotten to this Pixlr Pro yet, I recommend it. So you have to log in first. You have to kind of sign in and connect with them. But you should be able to get to it by going to pixlr.com/pro/editor. And that should bring you in. You do have to sign in. And they will, when you do first sign in, if you haven't done this yet, you're going to sign up here. And what they're going to do is they're going to get your get your email address, and then you're going to wait for a verification code that you have to kick back to them. And you don't have much time, so you have to do it kind of quick. But I did it already. So you should have a screen that looks like this. And again, it says pixlr.com/pro/editor. And this is what I would like us to be using. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be going back to Pixlr E, because you could do the same exact project using Pixlr E. So I think if I go back here, let's see. All right. I'm just going to go to regular Pixlr. Yeah, like I said, I have not received much communication from you guys regarding how we did with getting into that new Pixlr program. Please, please, please reach out to me. Let me know. At some point this week, I think I'm going to have like a Google Hangout appointment where we all are going to meet up at the same time, and then that's when I'm going to ask you guys, did you get it yet? What kind of problems are we having? And taking it from there. But you can always feel free to just email me, let me know that you're having some issues, and I can, we can meet up privately. All right. So anyway, Pixlr E. You're going into Pixlr E. We're going to create new. Okay, the first image, we can just use this Instagram one, 1080 times 1080. That's fine. It's a good size. It shows up over here. And we're going to slide the background over, and we're going to have the background color white. Okay, this is my space. I am going to add a new layer. So you're going to go to the layers and hit the plus. And this is going to be an empty image. So you have this layer 2. And what we're going to do is use the marquee tool and make a small square in it. Now, how big should this square be? How do you know what the size of the square? Well, as you're dragging this marquee, you're going to see that there's a height and a width. I would say, let's see if it's about 1,000. Let's keep it about between 100 and 120. Now, if you want to try to keep it a square, you got to drag these the same. There we go. Yeah, 118, that's fine. All right, and then we're going to dump black into it. So this is our foreground color, this is our background color. I'm going to actually switch them, shortcuts X, and I'm going to dump the color in. So you're going to use, I call it the paint bucket tool, they call it the fill tool, and you're going to put it in that space there. I'm going to get rid of the marching ants. I'm going to hit Command or Control D. And so you can use this arrange tool, and if you don't have these boxes around here, you might need to set it up by going to Edit Free Transform. So I'm going to center it. Now they give us these pink lines that show that that's in the middle. You can also change the size if you want. If you said, oh, I think I made it a little too big, I want to make it smaller, or I think it's too small, I want to make it bigger, you can do it at this point here. Okay, the only problem is you can't, it doesn't show you the height and width. It'll show you right there. There's the width, there's the height. So if you want to get it the same size, I'm just going to go with 400. It's a round number. So anybody crazy bored yet? I changed my bedroom furniture around. I haven't done that in 15 years. Yeah, it's all good. Oh, okay, good enough. All right, so like I said, I'm going to get this in the center. Now, you are going to use the Lasso Tool. The Lasso Tool allows you to make a selection by literally lassoing, excuse me, lassoing a space. So you have three, but we're only going to be using these two. You have the regular lasso tool, they call it the free. You have the polygonal lasso tool. Also make note of these modes. You have new selection and then you have add to selection. We're going to be working with those in a minute. So right now I have free, I have new selection. You're going to start at a corner and you are going to draw a space. Now this little space is going to be cut out of that black shape. So, but I have to connect it. I have to bring it around. Okay. Now we've used a tool like this in Photoshop before. So you just want to make this shape. The only thing that's going to be acknowledged in any sort of way is this part right here. In other words, it doesn't matter how you connect them. You can come out over here. It doesn't make any difference because we're going to cut this piece out of the black space. So to cut and paste, you go to Edit. Oh, by the way, make sure you're on the right layer. Don't be on this layer, be on layer 2. We are going to go to Edit, Cut, and you can see that the shortcut's Control X. So you could do Control X. So that piece went away, but now we're going to paste it back. So you go to Control V to paste it back. Okay. I don't know, that popped up and we wanted to allow it. Oh, let's see what happened. Paste. Let's see if it's there. That's interesting. So I'm going to undo this. Okay, I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm going to hit Control X, which is cutting it, and then I'm going to go to Control V and paste it. Yeah, see, that worked. All right. Yeah, I don't know why. I might have said no to something by accident. So you're going to hit Control X to cut, Control V to paste. Make sure you're on the right layer. So you see that it's a new image, PNG. That is this shape right here. Okay? So the only thing we're going to do now is we are going to flip it. So we go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontally, and it gives you that little picture. Now we're going to line up the axis, the place we flipped it, which is right here. Okay, so we're going to line that up. You can use the arrows to kind of slightly nudge it. So you want to get it kind of close. Now I'm going to go back to layer 2, which is this shape right here. I'm going to cut another piece. This time, I'm going to use the polygonal lasso tool. And I'm going to cut a piece starting from this corner. So you can experiment with different tools here, whether it be the polygonal lasso tool or the regular lasso tool. So I'm purposely coming really close to that other shape that I cut out. And if I double click, it finishes it up for me. And again, I'm on layer 2. If I wanted to, you know, at some point, if you want to see if you can change the name of that layer to master copy, just so you remember, but you always want to be on layer 2. So I'm going to hit Command X, Command V. So it copied and pasted it. When it does paste it, it pastes it in the center of the picture, so your original picture might be lost or might have covered it. So we're not going to we're going to not rotate this. We are going to flip it. So we go back to Edit, Transform, oops, sorry about that, Transform, Flip Vertically. Okay. So I'm going to do it to this piece, and now I'm going to do it over here and do the same thing, but I'm going to pause it for a second. So I'm going to cut from here, and then I'm going to cut from here. Okay, so I took all of these 4 pieces, I cut them, pasted them, flipped them. So what you can do to add to this is you can actually go to one of these layers. Let's say I'm up here, and again, look at your layers, make sure that is the right layer. And you can cut pieces from here and flip them back down. So this time I'm going to go to Add to Selection in the mode. What that's going to allow me to do is to make a selection, and I can make another selection. So if I wanted to do these spots, it does get, I don't know, maybe it's just cabin fever, but this kind of gets a little addicting. This is kind of fun. I hope you guys enjoy this. So we're going to go to Command, make sure we're on the right layer, Command X, Command V, and there it is. It's in the middle there. And then we want to make sure we're on the Arrange tool or the Move tool. And we're going to go to Transform, Flip Vertically. Okay. So this is when we're going to fit it into place. Oops. Just like that. Okay. And you can even, if you wanted to, I don't know how much room I have. Maybe I can zoom in on it a bit. If I wanted to, I can take from this layer here. Again, I'm going to go to Arrange and make sure I'm on the right one. Say, okay, it's this one right here. If I wanted to select little pieces from this layer, cut, paste. And then I just got to remember what I did here and move them into place. So yeah, you can get into stuff like that. So like I said, this might, hopefully this will be enjoyable for you guys. And yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free, reach out to me. I have the Google Hangout set up in email. You can always just email me. You could put private comments in Google Classroom. So this project, I would like to see something pretty well thought out. At least, you know, if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least like 15 layers. So you're doing some flipping and flipping back. And if you want to submit a couple of them, please feel free. If you go to the internet and you see an example and you want to try it out because they made a picture of a wolf or a mask or something like that, you thought it was pretty cool, please have at it. So yeah, and again, if you have access to Pixlr Pro, you could try using that as well. All right, we'll be in touch. Good luck.